you guys. How are you all? Good morning. Right before I hit go live, I started getting like a little bit nauseous. Ugh. Nausea is like my biggest enemy. Hey Britt, hey Ava, hey SA, hey Jessica, morning Lips, hey Woofy, 7 of us, Violet, Lil Wing, Ashley, Pink Dahlia. Thank you guys for being here. I'm all over the place trying to find a schedule that's going to work for me with the kids in school. But my ultimate goal is to try to do like 3 short live, several, depending on what's happening and what kind of cases I'm, looking at and what I'm doing, but several short lives a day with updates instead of like one long live or something like that. But hey, Cassie. Hey, Without Borders. Hey, Court K. Hey, Mr. Tomato Head. I wish you did too. Hey, Gold Girl, this case is absolutely insane. It is what nightmares are made of. And if you didn't think it was crazy before, when, we saw all the blood on the outside coming through the seams of the home and, the horrific reports from police that it was the worst scene they'd ever seen, it got a lot more crazy after they did their press conference yesterday, and we find out the roommates are there when it happens. And, the roommates are there when it happens, but 911 isn't called for 9 hours. And when they are called, they're ultimately called for an unconscious person in the road. But then all the victims were found in the house. That right there alone is just like, pfft. Then we have, killer on the loose, literally. And the police are like, you guys are safe. No worries. It's cool. And everyone's like, wait, what? So it is so sad. Hey, Sandy Ann. Hey, Darkness Exposed. Hey, Cray Cray, Search and Rescue Canine Mom. Snow day. Oh my gosh. It's cold here today. Like it's going to be 51 today. But I remember living where it snowed and I don't miss that. It's only 20 in West Virginia today. You haven't heard anything about the case, Cray Cray. It's cray-cray. So I'm going to pull up. There's a few new articles that have come out this morning. The Good Morning America and the Today Show are covering the case, and they've went and spoke with the prosecuting attorney, and more family members have spoken up since I left yesterday. 34. Oh my gosh. Ethan is a triplet. Any chance the 2 unharmed roommates are his brothers? So the unharmed roommates are not his brothers, but he's actually a triplet with 1 brother, 1 sister, and they are not roommates. These roommates were girls. They were roommates of the girls. He was staying at his girlfriend's house. Xana is his girlfriend, so he just happened to be there because of her. So let me go ahead and pull up the first link that I grabbed, and we can look at a few different things. Kind of going through today in Good Morning America this morning. So this is with the prosecuting attorney. I'll try to only interrupt once. I have to interrupt once for fair use, because it's like a minute and something long.
This crime as a crime of passion. Why did he say that?
Whoa, wait a minute.
I can't speak for Mayor Betke.
So Mayor Betke did say that, because we had confusion in here yesterday if it was actually called that or if it was just like people calling that. If the police said that, the mayor said that. Okay.
To my knowledge, there is nothing to indicate that this has been determined to be a crime of passion. We know it's just a horrible crime, and 4 young lives have been lost.
And finally, initially, investigators and the police had said the community has nothing to worry about. Now they've sort of said, well, of course we should be vigilant because there is a suspect or suspects still at large. What is your message to that community this morning?
Well, I think the fact of the matter is that whoever is responsible for these murders is still at large. The investigators do not know who that person is. From what they've told my office, they believe that this was what they call a targeted attack and not just a random act of violence. And I think they tried to communicate that, but obviously that communication didn't work very well.
No, they did say that. Yes, they said it was targeted, but it's just confusing when you're like, I don't even know who the killer is, but you're safe. Hey, crazy mama. Hey, Nadie. Good to see you guys. So 6 rooms in total, 3 levels in the home. Yep. I heard about that yesterday and it confused the shit out of me. How can they say no threat? Oh my God. From the moment this was called in, it makes no sense. It was called in as someone laying in the middle of King Road, I believe it is, unconscious. But then they got there and the victims were all found in the home. And then there was we hear there's roommates that live there. And I think we all assumed they were like gone at a party, or thank God they weren't home and they weren't victims too. And then they do the press conference and no, they were home. And the way they acted about them, he stumbled over his words, you guys. It was very awkward. Very, very awkward. Then he was asked, well, why did it take so long to call 911? He says, well, we wish that it would have happened sooner. It's like I don't know. It was very weird, but let's keep listening to this.
It's unfortunate for any confusion in the community. People just need to be vigilant and help us however they can. We hope that we can identify who's responsible and get them off the streets as soon as we can.
We're sure your officers and prosecutors are working hard there. Thank you so much, Latah County Prosecuting Attorney Bill Thompson. Thank you for your time this morning, sir.
He's like a little bit grumpy. He didn't even say thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, there he goes. Stupid. I said that a little too soon. I was like, dang, dude.
Send your thoughts, please.
We will. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let me pull up the next video. It's really sad. Yeah, I don't think he was grumpy. I'm sure he's just sad, Okay, so this is from Good Morning America this morning. It's a new video from today with updates. It's about 5 minutes long, and it is labeled in reference to the roommates. See, I've wondered thank you, Lips. I've wondered what if, Woofy, they slept through it, and then you're like, how does somebody get away? There's so much blood. It is coming through the crack between the foundation and the top and the house. But someone got away from there. They'd have to be covered in blood unless they showered there. And then you start to, I don't know. The dog was spared if they didn't mention it. Okay, let me share this new video. Absolute insanity, you guys.
George, good morning. So authorities telling us that those other 2 female roommates are cooperating with this investigation, but still at this point, they have no suspect, they have no murder weapon, and they have no leads that they're willing to share. What they do have is a college town on edge. Some people are so afraid they're packing up and leaving, and the
Search and rescue K9 mom. Well, one of the articles that we read there said in the middle of the road. I'm pretty certain. I'd have to go back and look because I thought the same thing the first one, but yeah, I need to go back and look because that was very confusing. And also, unconscious person, you call about regardless, even if they meant like that was just living on the road. It still doesn't make sense. They'd be covered in blood, not an unconscious person like covered in blood who's obviously, 9 hours later, you would be able to tell that you don't need EMS. So I don't know. That's kind of my point, but I will double check that for sure and let you guys know what I find. You'd see blood everywhere. Yep. Person was at the house. Okay, let's keep going. Let me see.
University is allowing students to be absent. This morning, as the hunt for the alleged killer of 4 University of Idaho students intensifies, police walking back their original claims that there was no imminent threat to the community.
We cannot say that there's no threat to the community. And as we have stated, please stay vigilant.
Moscow
Reporting
police addressing the
suspicious
public for
activity.
the first time since Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Shauna Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were found brutally stabbed.
Shauna? Is that how you say her name? It's spelled like this. Like Xana. Wow, that's really beautiful either way, but the call came from inside the home. Inside, we will find out in time. Okay, Nady, thank you so much, beauty. Have a good day at work. I'm still half asleep, but I'm glad you're here. Okay. Stay vigilant for me would be peace out, Girl Scout. Me too. You'd want to be with your family, you'd think too. I lived at college, and I think if something this awful happened, like I would just be running for my parents in their house and going home back to, wherever you lived before, but.
To death in an off-campus apartment.
The 4 were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time.
New video emerging of Kaylee and Madison in what would have been their final hours. The lifelong best friends seen here laughing and taking pictures as they ordered late night food around 2 a.m. By 4 a.m., their life was over.
They were seen downtown.
My God.
At a
And
party.
not necessarily together, the 4 of them.
And so really, if any of the neighbors in the area happen to have any relevant footage, that's something that we'd love to see.
Authorities and Kaylee's older sister confirming that 2 other female roommates were home at the time of the attack and survived.
And they were able to confirm that these 2 roommates were in the home at the time of this, and they made it out the next morning.
Police say.
Okay. So I saw an interview with Kaylee. I think that was Kaylee's sister. Let's go back just a little bit. Before the press conference. So she's done another interview after. I wish they would play the entire interview. They just play little clips. That sucks.
Lifelong best friends seen here laughing and taking pictures as they ordered late night food around 2 a.m. By 4 a.m., their life was over.
They were seen downtown and at a
And
party.
not necessarily together, the 4 of them.
And so really, if any of the neighbors in the area happen to have any relevant footage, that's something that we'd love to see.
Authorities and Kaylee's older sister confirming that 2 other female roommates were home at the time of the attack and survived.
And they were able to confirm that these 2 roommates were in the home at the time of this, and they made it out.
I don't think I've seen that angle of the home. I know in my email, I think I have the real estate listing. I need to look at it. Maybe if they lock themselves in the room, they didn't call 911 for 9 hours. Or, around that long. That was an estimate I saw on Twitter earlier. I don't know. I know that Kelly has a live today, CDT. She was in here when we read that about in the road, because I was like, wait a minute, in the actual road or just like on the street. I need to find that specific article, but I'm wondering if that was just somebody took it too literal. No screaming. The other 2 roommates escaping, sleeping, or hiding, or involved. It is so odd. Good morning, Tiffany. It is a weird house. I'm curious, do they all use the same entrance and exits? That would be important. I just think they were asleep, probably had earbuds in. They might have not woke up. And then what? They find them, the whole house covered in blood. They said, especially the upstairs. We know the downstairs too because of the blood going through to the outside of the house. And then they call it in as an unconscious person. That's weird. Okay, Britt, it's a beautiful home. We looked at it last night on Zillow. Yeah, I had someone that came in chat last night and said they sent the listing to my email, but then I just was so tired. I haven't seen it yet. I'll go look at it though for sure. How many bedrooms? I think, did you guys say 6? 6 bedrooms? Hungover, and when they woke up, they just sat in bed and played on their phones. Very possible. For a little while. I mean, yeah, it's totally possible, but let's keep listening.
The next morning,
Police say there was no forced entry into the home. Does that lead authorities to believe that the attacker was someone they knew?
Potentially. Part of what that leads us to believe is that this might have been more of a targeted attack.
Relatives describing the house to us. When I'm looking at this door, it's like a keypad with numbers on it. But that's how they got in and out.
So there is that door. There's also a backsliding door.
Whoa. Now, I showed you guys last night, and I can pull it up again because, who was it? That Danny B, I think, is who it was. Fox did an article where they actually took, okay, Punksy, have a great day. They actually took photos through the windows, like of the house and how it looks today or yesterday, or you know what I mean, since this has happened. It's off. It is close to college, but it's actually off campus.
And I will say, yes, there's that keypad lock on it. And my sister was absolutely a door locker. This was the party house, and it's been generations. And so I won't say that they were very private with that code.
And police admitting they should have come forward with information sooner.
Frustration comes from having lost some very critical first 48, now 72 hours. I don't know if my sisters wanted to be buried. I don't know if they wanted white roses or red roses, but I do know that they would want.
Wait, sisters, is this like a sorority sister? Because they list her as Kaylee's sister. Let me see.
Justice.
I noticed that in her interview yesterday too.
Now our affiliate,
but it says
KSLY,
family.
saying those autopsies have been completed, and the mayor telling me that can really give investigators a lot of information, such as manner and time of death, and even potentially they could collect DNA evidence that could help them track down this killer that George this morning is still on the loose.
That is something. Okay, and thanks very much. Let's bring in former FBI agent Brad Garrett for more on this. Brad,
I think that is her real sister, and Xana is the only one in a sorority. What? Are you sure? Because I heard they all were. That is Kaylee's family, and then potentially, could she be in the same sorority, or is she just calling them her sisters? Sorority, sisters, sorority. I know that he was part of a fraternity. Okay. We'll find out. Let's keep going.
what do you make of this revelation that about the 2 other roommates?
I think it's interesting and also odd. I mean, if this murder occurred at 4 a.m, they don't report it, or someone doesn't report it till noon. What's that all about? They are the key, George, to this case. They were in the house. This type of killing, it's going to be loud, both by the suspect and the victims. It's going to take a period of.
This is retired FBI. Wow, he's just validating everything we've been saying since this came out from the press conference.
Time is obviously going to be very bloody, and I just don't really understand that, but they are really the key. It's a small town. The likelihood that they know who that person was in the house, I think, is reasonable.
You say they're the key. What about the fact, are they suspects?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, they're not talking about them being suspects at all. All I'm suggesting, it is an odd thing, right? If you're in a house, 4 people are brutally killed, and nobody contacts the police for another 8 hours, there's
See, 8 hours, he's saying, but
a big issue with that. But no, they're not saying that. But, you know, this case, George, is this going to be solvable? And I'll tell you why. It's because it's a small community between CCTV, cell phone coverage, who had cell phones out at 4 o'clock in the morning in or around that house, and just doing interviews. I just think this case is not far from being solved.
so many houses have door cams now too. I mean, you're bound to be caught one way or another on camera.
But the police appear to be stymied based on their own comments.
Yeah, I mean, they said that there's no threat to the community, and they took it back. So what are their next steps?
So their next steps are the following. You really are going to have to do a complete detail of the party that was prior to whatever was going on between 3 and 4 o'clock at the victim house. They were at another party. Who followed them home? Who's been dating whom? Who have had issues with people? You know, this killer didn't all of a sudden show up at this house. He knew this house, and he was able to get in, it sounds like, with little trouble.
Brad Garrett, thanks.
Okay, let me see. I found an article. The first one I clicked was the Sun because I just searched were the Idaho 4, were all 4 of them Greek. Not like by blood, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let me tell you guys what it says really fast. They were spotted at a food truck. I just seen it, and then it got away from me. So give me just 1 second. Here, let's go over this actually, because they're going over this video and like a little more clear than what I could actually see. So let me pull up this article. This is interesting. I had another one. I was going to go through like a timeline, but this one says all 4 were, I think. Let me see. There is no way I believe they were involved after watching their TikToks. Very interesting Without Borders. But I don't know. I still think they hold the key to the case, like the FBI agent said. Plus, like, look at Skylar Neese, the girls that, you know, that killed her. They even fooled her own parents. They were her best friends. And Brittany told me, by the way, that so when Skylar Neese thing happened, there was a news company called like Newsball or something like that. And they put out all this stuff on the case. Well, why will this not go away? They said they have information about one of the roommates they're going to be releasing. So that's really interesting. That won't go away. I'm sorry, but maybe we can just do it like this. Okay. 2 of the 4 University of Idaho students murdered in a targeted attack on Sunday were seen in final surveillance footage only hours before their brutal deaths. Cops are now looking to speak to the other people seen in the footage taken from a food truck, including a hooded person seen following the women as they wait. And he's right here, and we watched this yesterday, but there's Maddie and Kaylee. Man, they're beautiful girls. Get off of my screen. So that was them grabbing a bite to eat, right there. And then Xana and Ethan were said to have been at a party somewhere else. Police discovered the 4 students dead inside a home near the university's campus around noon on Sunday after responding to a report of an unconscious person. The actual time that the murders took place is unclear at this time, but the Moscow mayor said the students likely died between 3 and 4 a.m. Police have yet to confirm this timeline. The victims were identified by police: Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, we'll call her Xana for now, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Goncalves. The murders are believed to be an isolated, targeted attack, according to the Moscow Police Department. No weapons have been recovered from the scene. They believe an edged weapon was used. Law enforcement told the Daily Mail the murder scene was the worst they've ever seen. A new video has emerged from Twitch. They go into detail about the video, though. Let's see. The two victims are seen entering the frame of the video along with a mystery man. Maddie and Kaylee then go up to the truck to order their food while the man waits a few feet behind them. The man then puts his sweatshirt hood up and backs further away, letting two other patrons get in the food truck line. Once the girls move to the side of the truck, the man follows them. This time, he appears to be in talking distance to the girls and is facing the side of them as the two girls look towards each other. It's unclear if any words were exchanged between the girls and the man in the video. The man has not been identified by police as a suspect or even a person of interest. They're in the process of identifying the other people that were there at the food truck and what sort of contact did they have. Let's see. Because for me, it was hard to tell if they were talking or not. Like, I couldn't tell if they were there together or if he was just, like, watching really closely. To me, I think they were most likely there together. He was a little too close. Then we go more into the public being a threat. So there was a knife threat on September 12th. A campus security alerted students and staff about a separate incident involving a knife. Fox News Digital obtained the vandal alert, and it's called, which had the subject line, "Threat with Knife." The Moscow Police Department received a report that a group of students was walking between the steam plant and the Student Recreation Center on Paradise Path and were threatened by a person with a knife. No individuals were harmed in the incident, but campus community members are advised to be cautious. The suspect was described as a white male between 18 and 22. He was wearing all black with a black baseball cap and was riding a mountain bike. Police refused to comment on whether they caught the suspect or if it was connected to the four murders. I have no information at this time. So Maddie and Kaylee were both seniors at the University of Idaho. Ethan was a freshman and Xana was a junior. It says all four students were a part of Greek life, and Kernodle worked at a local family-owned restaurant called Mad Greek, which is true. I saw their Facebook post. We went over that yesterday. They had like a tribute post to the girls, which this article is about to get into. So I don't know. That's still not clear enough for me to say they're all in a sorority or at one time. It says they're all part of Greek life, but and I've seen that somewhere else too. I don't know. Kaylee's family shared a statement with Crim 2. Kaylee was, is, and will always be our defender and protector. She is tough and fair. The ultimate middle child. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, that was from the restaurant. The ultimate middle child. She did absolutely everything she set her mind to. She didn't hold back on love, fights, or life. Kaylee was the ultimate go-getter and constantly wanted an adventure. God, how sad is that? What beautiful kids, man. All of them. And good kids, you know? Very good kids. I'm going to click on this one about the crime scene. I actually didn't see the Daily Mail's. Oh, my God. Oops, accidentally clicked on. University of Idaho student shared eerie final message hours before she's found dead. Whoa, I haven't seen this yet. This was published. I don't know, a few days ago. A University of Idaho student shared an eerie last message just hours before she and 3 friends were killed in what has been described as a crime of passion. Was it about her Instagram post? Maybe I've seen something about a post. In one haunting post just shared just hours before they were killed, the 4 friends appeared blissfully unaware of their fate. Captioning a selection of photos of them together on Saturday, Kaylee wrote, "One lucky girl to be surrounded by these people every day." The pictures show victims smiling and laughing with Kaylee and other pals outside. Those are the ones that we've seen all over on the porch. Oh, here we go. This tells what sororities. Okay, Ethan was a freshman and a member of Sigma Chi fraternity. He was from Washington, majoring in recreations and sports and tourism management. He appeared to be dating Xana, a junior from Idaho, who was majoring in marketing and a member of Pi Beta Phi sorority with Madison. And then we have Madison was from Idaho, also majoring in marketing, while Kaylee was a senior majoring in general studies and a member of Alpha Phi. So yes, they were all, the 2 girls, Madison and Xana, were in Pi Beta Phi, and then Kaylee was in Alpha Phi, and Ethan was in Sigma Chi. Mystery continues to surround the deaths of the 4 students, although police said today they believed an edged weapon was used, which we already know all of that. So, I'm just confused about this unconscious person 911 call. If they were killed with a knife, there would be blood, and there was everywhere. Blood was dripping from the house. I know. It's crazy. Hey, Tam. Good to see you. Let me see. I think there was an article about the crime scene at the bottom of the last article. If I can find it. Oh, I hadn't seen that picture of them. Oh, yes, I did. But I only saw like the close-up version. Or I only paid attention to her face because I remember the like her eyes closed like that. Here it is. Oh. Student bloodbath. Exact spot University of Idaho victim was found in worst crime scene ever is revealed after 4 friends killed in the home. The exact spot in which one of them was found has been revealed. Okay, I haven't seen that. One of the victims, understood to be Ethan, is said to have been lying on the floor on the 2nd level of the 3-story building. It's understood the other victims, Kaylee, Madison, and Xana, were discovered inside. Wait, so was he outside? Is that why there was an unconscious person called in? Was it not the roommates then who called? Okay, I'm so confused by this. One of the victims, understood to be Ethan, is said to have been lying on the floor of the 2nd level of the 3-story building. It's understood the other victims were discovered inside. But yesterday we heard all of them were discovered inside. But this is the thing, you guys, with when a case is unfolding like this, the news is going to get it wrong. Sometimes they'll get little things wrong. That is confusing. Darkness exposed. One source close to the investigation told the publication there was blood everywhere. We have investigators who have been on the job for 20, even 30 years, and they've never seen anything like this. On Tuesday, police were seen collecting the contents of trash cans close to the property in search for an edged weapon such as a knife. It came out they believe it was targeted, then the knife. They're continuing to establish a timeline and recreate the victim's activities. They will follow all leads and all persons of interest. And then the mayor said the overall assessment is if it's a crime of passion. And I believe that was his assessment, which has got a lot of people talking about it. But Ethan Chapman's mother refuted the claim in an interview with the Idaho Statesman. She said they were stabbed. We got the call. I don't want people to make assumptions about our kids. It wasn't drugs, and it was definitely not some passion thing between these kids. Someone entered the house. In a statement, the mayor said, this tragedy serves as a sobering reminder that violence can occur everywhere. We have read that before. So his mom just doesn't want him to be blamed, which crime of passion doesn't mean it. It could be a crime of passion with one of the other girls, and they just happen to be too close. You know. Officers say they were called in response to reports of an unconscious individual. When they got to the apartment just minutes away, they found 4 people dead inside. This is the literal same article where at the top you say the other 3 were found inside. Oh my gosh. What a mess. I will say I'm not blaming the roommates at all. I do think it's interesting they were there. They could have very well been asleep. It is interesting, though, how this one all the way on the end has her back turned to him like that. So, I don't know. Just the body language is kind of off right there. What do you guys think? And am I reaching there? Ava, they do come out with a lot of true crime stuff, though. They do come out with stuff first that ends up to be right. But the problem is this early on, like a lot of the articles can be wrong. He and Xana. Thank you, Darkness Exposed. I remember that because we talked about them were they in bed? Did they say they were in bed? But Cassie, it was like 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours. Good morning, Amber. He was probably protecting those girls. Oh my God. Liza says you would had 12 hours. Yeah, if you have noise canceling earbuds, Nicole, I had some really great ones that completely took, like you couldn't hear a damn thing at all. Yes, in bed together. Thank you, Nicole. That's what I thought, but we hear so much. And yesterday morning, I was reporting on another case in South Carolina where there's a young lady still missing right now, Jordan Nebling, and another young woman was murdered by her boyfriend, and he's the suspect in Jordan's disappearance. But I haven't seen that case anywhere. And she had, like, most likely a coffin birth. She was pregnant when she was reported missing, but when she was found, the baby was also found, and he's been charged with not, like, bringing it to the hospital or giving it any care. So, hey, SRB. He probably tried to get away. Yes, the big guy in the video needs to be found because he was talking to the guy the girl supposedly came with, right? The big guy? Yeah, Sherry, it's in Greenville. You guys check it out if you get the chance because it's not getting any attention. I don't understand it because there's a young lady who is still missing. Mm. It's just so sad. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to do a quick search on Twitter with you guys just so we can see if there's like anything that's come out since we've went live, and then I'll talk to you for a minute and let you guys go. I sent you a few of her TikToks that really showed the personalities of all the roommates. Thank you, Tess. Um, let's see, I think this should bring up just about anything. Mm-mm. What did they name her as? Because I swear, I think she has the same last name. Am I wrong?
Smart girl. She's a strong girl. She's a mean girl.
Kaylee's sister Olivia watched the video.
Kaylee was aware of her surroundings, maybe a little overly aware, which is also why all of this is so confusing to us, because Kaylee's not stupid. She's a smart girl. She's a strong girl. She's a mean.
So I believe she is Kaylee's real sister, but says sisters as in talking about all of them. Because she, if memory serves me correctly, she has the same last name as Kaylee. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh wow. Sister of Slane University, Idaho student urges others to leave campus. Wow, this is a new article from New York Daily News. This is, wow, is it Maddie's sister? Let me stop sharing and share the article with you guys. It just came out. Did someone say actually? Hold on. I don't think he lived there. His parents said, yeah. She says the sister was mean. I know, I've never seen that, but that's just a little clip, so I don't want to take that too far. We need to find that in full interview. I don't like when they do that. Kaylee and Madison are lifelong friends, so she calls both girls sisters, but she's Kaylee's sister bio. Thank you, Tess. Okay, so let me close that. Oh, ads. You can listen to the article. That's so crazy how they do that, isn't it? It's convenient, I suppose, but y'all can listen to me tell it to you. The sister of one of the 4 University of Idaho students found fatally stabbed in an off-campus home over the weekend encouraged those still at the school to flee while authorities continue to hunt for the killer. To the students of the University of Idaho that are still staying around campus, leave. Aubrey, okay, so this is one of Kaylee's sisters. Aubrey Goncalves wrote in an Instagram post late Wednesday, "Your grades are severely less important than your lives. I wish all of the students of U of I safety and peace." She added, "You guys are not safe until this sicko is found." My gosh, look how beautiful. I mean, just, oh. That's Maddie, though, right? No, that says Kaylee. Wow, she looks different in that one. Wait a minute. Yeah, the up close, I don't know. She looks a little different, but that's how it is when you're young. Depending on how you do your makeup, if you do eyeliner, if you do this, if you do that, you know what I mean. They look so similar, especially in the bridesmaids photo. Yeah, that one, definitely. Hey, Mod Squad, good to see you. Okay. Beautiful girl, though, regardless. Her sister, 21-year-old Kaylee, was found dead on Sunday in the residence, along with close family friend Madison, as well as 2 other students. Okay, so that's why you said she, like Tess just said, Madison was really close with Kaylee. I think we've kind of seen all of that. And then, yeah, the president said that he wasn't canceling classes in case some of the kids still wanted to be at school because they got comfort in being with the other kids and that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, this case. What do you guys think? And what do you think about, I know that there is stuff coming out about the roommates, supposedly more information. That news place, like I told you guys, that reported on Skylar Nace. I think it was called News Ball, but they said, and I'll find that, but they said that they have been speaking to one of the roommates and they were going to release it. And I'll be interested to see that. It is freaking cold outside, you guys. All right, you guys. Well, I think I'm going to let you guys go for now. I know that Kelly's going live in like 10 minutes about this case, or just a few minutes from CDT. So yeah, I'll probably meet you guys over there next. They said a small blade. I don't know for certain if the police said that. I know they said an edged, what did they say? Something, an edged weapon, I don't know, sharp edged. I don't know how they worded it, something like that. What could these kids have possibly done to deserve this? I know, Star, it's unbelievable. It really is. That is sketchy, Mr. Tomato Head. Okay, you all. I love you guys. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you guys in a little bit, no matter what. And yeah, we'll talk about it later. Bye.